The Alabama Supreme Court ruled last Friday that frozen embryos are now considered children under state law. It's a ruling that critics say could have implications for fertility treatments. CBS News political reporter Shawna Mizelle joins us now. Shawna, thank you for being here. Tell us about the significance of this decision.
Yeah, so Bob, some families had actually brought this lawsuit after the embryos that they were storing were dropped and consequently destroyed. And they brought this lawsuit under the Wrongful Death of a Minor Act in Alabama. But a lower court judge in that state had said that embryos were not considered children. But the Alabama Supreme Court now reversing that decision could have some further implications looking forward.
As you look ahead down the horizon, what could those implications be, whether it's political or legal?
So reproductive rights advocates are now saying that this could have implications outside of the state of Alabama because the Supreme Court has now set a precedent. But in the state of Alabama, they are saying that the cost of IVF could increase significantly, as well as the costs affiliated with storing embryos.
How should we understand IVF treatment and IVF law as it relates to abortion rights and other areas of reproductive rights? Where does it fit in the current legal and political conversation? Because this is a lot of information for people to process. You usually hear about reproductive rights. Where does this fit in that broader conversation?
So when we're talking about reproductive rights, you're absolutely right. You don't hear a lot about IVF treatments, but it does all fall into that larger tent. And so advocates that are, really for enhancing protections as it relates to abortion will be talking about this as they begin and continue their talks when they talk about reproductive rights.
You cover politics for us so well. In 2022, we saw abortion rights become a galvanizing issue, not only for many Democratic voters, but for some so-called non-voters, people who often don't participate in the process. They came out in red states, traditionally Republican states, because abortion rights was often on the ballot across the political map. As we look ahead now to November and the 2024 election, where are you paying attention to in terms of abortion rights and the politics maybe changing the political nature of a state because of that issue?
So we will always be paying attention to battleground states, especially in a general election. So states like Arizona, Nevada, but even Florida, where there's efforts underway to put reproductive freedoms and protections to abortion on the ballot come this November, that could all have further implications as we look at the general election as well.
There was an intriguing report from the New York Times last week about how behind the scenes, not publicly in a campaign document, former President Trump talking about maybe taking a position around 15 or 16 weeks on abortion. That's in comparison to some conservative Republican governors who have advocated for 6 weeks as the time frame for the ban in their respective states. Where do you see that discussion in Republican politics going? Is it going to a longer time frame or not?
Well, Republicans are going to continuously now be asked about this time frame now that the Dobbs decision has come down. Before, it wasn't something that they really had to talk about. But I spoke to one Democratic source today who told me it really doesn't matter. Either way, Republicans are going to be pushing for restrictions, and that's something that they're going to aim to be highlighting as we look ahead to November. I spoke to one lawmaker who's running as a Democrat in Alabama for the House, and she told me that Alabama has now become ground zero for reproductive rights.
Shawna Mizelle, we really appreciate you stopping by. We thank you so much for your reporting.